Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have to tell you, this whole Daisy story has been sitting heavy on my mind. As someone who's watched General Hospital for years, I can't help but shake my head every time I think about everything Michael Corinthos has already missed. You know what folks say back home? You don't get those days back. That saying fits this situation better than ever. A baby's first year only comes around once, and seeing Michael forced to experience it through someone else's updates just doesn't feel right. When I heard that Michael had been talking with Jacinda about Daisy celebrating her first birthday off-screen with Sasha, Robert, and Holly back in June, I felt two emotions at the same time. I was relieved that little Daisy was safe, smiling, and surrounded by people who love her. But at the same time, I could almost feel Michael's heartbreak. A father wants more than pictures and short video clips. He wants to hear the laughter in person, hold his daughter in his arms, and create memories that no phone screen can ever replace. That's exactly why Willow's actions continue to frustrate me. Whether she intended every consequence or not, she created the fear that pushed Sasha into believing a dangerous stalker was after Daisy. That fear drove Sasha to leave Port Charles with her baby, and Michael has been paying the emotional price ever since. The saddest part is that Michael has never been able to prove Willow was behind it, even though viewers already know where the blame belongs. Time after time, Willow seems to slip through the cracks while everyone else is left cleaning up the damage. What really gets under my skin is that there was never any real threat in the first place. All this pain, all this separation, all these precious moments lost, and it didn't have to happen. That's a tough pill to swallow. If you ask me, Daisy and Sasha have been away long enough. Port Charles has seen its share of danger before, but families also deserve the chance to come back together. I keep thinking about that first birthday Michael never got to celebrate. It may seem like just another milestone to some people, but parents remember those moments forever. A baby's first birthday isn't about fancy decorations or a big cake. It's about being there. It's about watching those tiny smiles, taking blurry family photos, and realizing how quickly time slips through your fingers. Michael missed all of that, and my biggest concern is that this could become a pattern. Children grow up faster than anyone expects, especially in the world of daytime soaps, where the years seem to fly by in the blink of an eye. Today, it's a missed birthday. Tomorrow could be first words, first steps, first day of school, and before anyone knows it, Daisy could be old enough to have an entirely different life. Michael may receive every video Sasha sends, and I'm sure he treasures every single one, but deep down, we all know those recordings can never replace actually being there. As the old saying goes, life moves pretty fast, and I'm afraid Michael is watching some of the most important chapters of his daughter's life pass by from a distance. The more I sit with this story, the more convinced I become that the fans are asking for something completely reasonable. They aren't asking for a miracle. They aren't asking the writers to erase the past. They're simply asking for Michael to be given the chance to be what he's always wanted to be, a real father to Daisy. From where I'm sitting, that's not too much to ask. As we like to say, every kid deserves a fighting chance, and I'd add that every loving parent deserves one too. What makes this storyline hit me so hard is that Michael has never been portrayed as a man who runs away from responsibility. We've watched him stumble, make mistakes, and learn from them over the years, just like anyone else. But when it comes to his children, I've always seen someone who tries to do the right thing even when life keeps throwing curveballs his way. Look at the way he has loved Wiley and Amelia. Those children have never had to wonder whether their father cared about them. Michael has always shown up emotionally, and that's something I respect. You don't have to be perfect to be a good parent. You just have to keep showing up, and Michael has proven time and time again that he would. That's why I can't buy the idea that he somehow deserves to watch Daisy grow up from a distance. It simply doesn't fit the man we've been watching all these years. If Michael had abandoned his family, ignored his daughter, or chosen his own comfort over his responsibilities, I'd probably feel differently. But that's not what happened here. Instead, he made a difficult decision because he believed it was the best way to avoid more conflict. He respected Sasha's wishes and accepted that she wanted to raise Daisy herself. That couldn't have been easy, but he did it anyway because he believed putting Daisy first mattered more than winning an argument. The heartbreaking part is that Michael never wanted to disappear from Daisy's life. That's an important difference that I don't think can be overlooked. He wasn't asking to take Daisy away from Sasha. He wasn't demanding full control over every decision. He simply wanted to know his daughter. He wanted to watch her discover the world one tiny step at a time. He wanted to be there for birthdays, holidays, bedtime stories, scraped knees, and all those little moments that most people take for granted until they're gone. Those ordinary days are what build a lifetime of memories, and Michael has been robbed of so many of them. Then Willow's actions changed everything. Whether she ever intended for the damage to become this severe almost doesn't matter anymore because the consequences have been devastating. By creating the fear that convinced Sasha she had to leave Port Charles, she didn't just disrupt one relationship. She tore apart the opportunity for a father and daughter to build a bond from the very beginning. That's the kind of emotional wound that doesn't heal overnight. The older Daisy gets, the more memories there are that Michael can never recreate. I also find myself frustrated because it feels like Michael is the one carrying the emotional burden while someone else continues moving forward. Every update he receives from Sasha probably brings mixed emotions. Of course, he's grateful to know Daisy is healthy and happy. Any loving father would be. But gratitude doesn't erase grief. Every photograph probably reminds him of another smile he didn't witness in person. Every video likely reminds him of another laugh he couldn't hear standing just a few feet away. Technology is wonderful, but it can never replace presence. It can never replace wrapping your arms around your child after a long day or hearing them call for you from across the room. As parents and grandparents know, children don't wait for life to become convenient. They keep growing whether you're there or not. One day it's the first birthday. Before you know it, it's the first words, the first steps, the first day of preschool, the first missing tooth, the first bicycle ride, and suddenly that little baby is asking for the car keys. Time has a funny way of slipping through your fingers before you even realize it happened. That's why this storyline feels so painful to watch. Michael isn't just missing events on a calendar. He's missing pieces of his daughter's childhood that can never be replaced. I know Sophia Matson has accepted a new opportunity with Days of Our Lives, and I genuinely wish her all the success in the world. But if I've learned anything after decades of watching daytime television, it's that soap operas are incredibly good at finding creative solutions. Characters have been recast for generations, and audiences usually embrace the change when the story itself matters. In my opinion, Sasha's journey with Daisy is far too important to simply fade away because of casting changes. If another actress eventually steps into the role so this family can continue its story, I'd welcome it with open arms if it means giving Daisy and Michael the future they deserve. At the end of the day, I don't want Michael's story to become one of endless regret. I've seen enough heartbreaking parents on this show to know how those stories usually end, and I don't think that's what this family needs. Michael has already sacrificed enough. He's already missed precious milestones that he'll never get back, and every passing month only makes that loss heavier. My hope is that the writers recognize what so many longtime viewers have been feeling. Bring Daisy home. Let Michael be more than a father who watches life unfold through photos and video messages. Let him create memories instead of simply receiving them. I honestly believe that reunion wouldn't just heal Michael's heart, it would remind all of us why family has always been at the center of General Hospital in the first place.